Hey everyone, the dialogue here. So today I'm looking at Martin Shkreli, hope I get that right, and he's that notorious figure who raised the AIDS bill from $13.50 to $750 per pill a couple of years ago. Now we're looking at the hearing on drug pricing in front of the Congress in the United States. So we're looking at his body language and just how he operates and my idea of the man. Does it you know that Martin Shkreli has now been found guilty of 3 charges of security fraud and various versions of that. So he's waiting sentencing at the moment. So even though he thinks he's actually gotten off the major charge, which was conspiracy to security fraud, he's actually really pleased with himself at the moment, thinking he's just going to get probation. So anyway, moving on, let's have a look at his body language.
A woman who might have AIDS, no income, and she needs Daraprim in order to survive. What do you say to her when she has to make that choice? What do you say to her?
On the advice of counsel, I invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination and respectfully decline to answer your question.
So on the get-go, he's a very intelligent young man. He is quite a smart cookie. He's very intelligent, quick, and he has a sense of, I can handle this.
You were quoted as saying on Fox 5 in New York, you were quoted as saying, if you raise prices and you don't take that cash and put it back into research, I think it's despicable. I think you should not be in the drug business. We take all of our cash, all of our extra profit, and spend it on research for these patients, for other patients who have terrible life-threatening.
So when he was saying spending all of the cash on patients with life-threatening diseases, his mouth was very slam closed. In fact, it was really tight there, which that may not be the case.
Life-ending diseases. Did you say that?
On the advice of counsel, I invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination and respectfully decline to answer your question.
Do you think you've done anything wrong?
So if we look at the congressman, there was a sense of contempt, plus really, I want you to understand what I'm saying, he had eyebrows raised.
On the advice of counsel,
Did you see that? We're going to have a look at that in slow motion.
on the advice of counsel,
So what we saw there, people, was we saw a sense of superiority. Then we saw duping delight. This was a cluster of micro-expressions. This guy feels so superior to the Congress in front of him that he will win this debate. He's feeling very confident with himself.
I invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege.
And then he pushes his neck forward, his jaw forward, and to side-eye. So he doesn't completely trust what's going on, but he's also jutting his jaw forward, which shows that he's very confident with himself.
Against self-incrimination and respectfully decline to answer your question.
Again, we've got duping delight in there.
Congressman Gowdy, South Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Is it pronounced Shkreli?
Yes, sir.
See, there you can answer some questions. That one didn't incriminate you. I just want to make sure you understand.
Okay, so both men at that point both put their tongue through their mouth.
You are welcome to
That means they're both displeased with the questions here.
answer questions, and not all of your answers are going to subject you to incrimination. You understand that, don't you?
I intend to follow the advice of my counsel, not yours.
So we had a bit of smugness there and a move back in the seat. So he's moving away from the question. You'll see his arm, though. He is protecting himself with his arm across his body.
I just want to make sure you're getting the right advice.
Well, he doesn't, because he's crossing his head right there. He's shaking it.
You do know that not every disclosure can be subject to the Fifth Amendment assertions. Only those that you reasonably believe could be used in a criminal prosecution or could lead to other evidence.
We also have duping delight coming in again with a little bit of superiority.
I intend to use the advice of my counsel, not yours.
Moving back on that, arm and crossed in front of him because he doesn't quite cross the Congress there.
If I understood you correctly, you couldn't wait to come educate the members of Congress on drug pricing, and this would be a great opportunity to do.
So he does it over and over and over again. He's got superiority grin coming through, so that's one coming up here, and it's actually mixed in with contempt. They're very similar emotions, believe it or not, but you know that his head is tilted to the side, so he's interested in what is going on here, but he thinks he's got this in his hand.
So do you understand you can waive your Fifth Amendment right?
On the advice of counsel, I invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination and respectfully decline to answer your question.
And here is Senator Cummings.
He asserted his Fifth Amendment right before this committee.
And he's sitting back on that. He's turtling. Turtling means you're moving all your arms and legs into yourself to keep yourself safe. And he's moving away from that question, although he's got a sense of contempt there.
But in this case, Mr. Rowley made a number of public comments himself, raising legitimate questions about his intentions.
Notice his thumbs, he's soothing himself. There's a lot going on in his limbic system, so there's a lot of nerves happening here. His energy's going, and that's where it's all ending up in his thumbs.
I want to ask you I want to plead with you to use any remaining influence you have over your former company to press them to lower the price of these drugs.
And again, he's not giving eye contact. It's showing he's listening, but he's not giving eye contact, which shows a sense of disrespect, but he's trying to show his power. He's trying to overpower the power that's going on here. There's a
You
power
can look
struggle.
away if you like, but I wish you could see the faces of people, no matter what Ms. Red left.
And again, we've got that little duping delight smile and with a whatever
Says,
and absolute sarcasm coming through.
who cannot get the drugs that they need. And by the way,
So there's a real lack of empathy and compassion for the people that he's affecting with his drug hike.
it's the taxpayers. Somebody's paying for these drugs. Rightly or wrongly, you've been viewed as a so-called bad boy, a farmer.
Chin up, he's feeling superior.
You have a spotlight.
And he's displeased. That little pout there.
You have a platform. You could use that attention to come clean, to right your wrongs.
Come clean. And he doesn't agree. He's feeling, no, what should I come clean for?
And to become one of the most effective patient advocates in the country, and one that can make a big difference in so many people's lives. I know you're smiling, but I'm very serious, sir. Well, you can change the system. Yeah, you. You've detailed the knowledge.
So he does go on about that. But what I know for now is that he was convicted with 3 charges which are unrelated to the price gouging here. The guy is now a felon. He's actually got a conviction of basically lying to his own investors. So he's got a bad reputation all throughout. If you look at Robert Hare's narcissism or psychopathy benchmarks, this guy will fulfill a lot of them. I'm not sure if he's a sociopath, psychopath, or narcissist, but for me, he is actually ebbing on the spectrum that way. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is The Dialogue. Please like and subscribe and ding my bell. Please look at Patreon and support me there if you should be obliged. Thanks so much.